Welcome back to another episode of Fact or Freestyle,
where we uncover facts from BMX.
And now we're going to find out what's going on.
Let's see how far down this rabbit hole we go.
On this episode of Factor Freestyle, we have Dave Nori doing the ultimate sneaky touch in hoarding all his Flatland Assassins merchandise.
And he wanted, it was like a Dave's. Anyway, here's Dave.
Hey,
David Nori.
Dave Nori?
What? What's up with the David?
Maybe
What are you? What are
you're
you
in trouble.
smoking over there?
I have a new background. Check it out. Doesn't it looks like a backyard sort of?
It
Doesn't it?
looks like it's real. That's the real deal.
No, it's a background. It's called Trailer Park Haven, not Heaven, Haven.
Haven.
Does it look real?
It looks real.
Yeah, it looks real.
Hey, speaking
There's a
of
fire
heaven,
pit in the background that says "Ramp up the John." If you look real close, it's hard to see.
I do see it. I see it. That's cool. But I think that's real. I bet money on it.
It is. I'm in my backyard with Sugar. Sugar's not a stripper. Sugar's a dog. My wife
Oh,
just-
sugar.
not yet, at least.
And you're outside because you needed to have a little puff, little.
I just wanted
Cuban
to
cigar.
change it up. I just figured I use our Wi-Fi for some reason doesn't work very well in the house. So I'm like, I use my data anyway. So I'm just like, I'll put my battery pack on here and enjoy the cool weather. Cause now that it's fall, or I mean, what is it now? Fall? Yeah.
Autumn.
Yeah,
It's beautiful out here. Autumn,
autumn.
fall, spring, summer. It's 60 degrees and it's beautiful out.
It's the only season that has two names, right?
Yes.
I said autumn to my granddaughter Ada this morning. She's like, autumn. I go, well, fall. And then I realized that's the only one that has two
Only
names.
old people say autumn.
Well, I guess I classify.
I mean,
as-
you're
I mean,
right there.
now that I'm having surgeries and all that kind of fun stuff, I'm definitely old.
You have a lot of stitches, or were there no one stitch?
No, there's not much. I mean, you can't see it. It's like you said. This I don't think
Yeah.
it leaves a scar much.
Yeah,
It's crazy how. Oh, is that sugar?
there's Sugar here. Yeah,
Oh,
that's where she's getting ready to poop. You ready to go do a poop?
oh my God, she's gonna poop on. Oh, our ratings, Joe, are just gonna go through the roof now.
Here it comes.
I mean-
So speaking of our ratings, Dave
Uh-oh.
and Ray, check I sent you guys a text message about our guest. I'm not going to say it verbally. Ray, this is what we were talking about before, but when Dave
What?
came on, that's when the party starts. So,
Oh, Chris can make it.
well, don't
Emergency.
read it aloud if you would, please.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Bert can make it.
This is my life with Dave Nori as a creative partner. I just
mean,
want
So
to be
don't
really
say it out
clear.
loud. So he put his hand over his mouth as he said it.
It's just like the most amazing thing ever. But I love you, Dave, as I said on text and on the internet.
Well, there's
the way
lots of
Kanye
people
does.
that have that first name. I did not say the last name.
Okay, good. Okay.
So I didn't blow it entirely, Ray. I mean, I just partially blew it.
He blew it like a
Okay.
neighborhood kid.
You think that cigar is going to last the whole show? That's what I want to know.
Nothing
Look at that
this
mug.
big lasts the
I
whole
had-
time. That's what I told
No.
my wife.
How did this happen? That was so funny.
What?
All right. Well, that was a double entendre.
Yeah. And
And-
by the way, I'm live here with like nature. I don't have my earbuds in, so you could hear like the dog bark or an ambulance go by, or in my little backyard oasis.
I kind of like it. It seems suiting. You feel like your energy is much. Doesn't
Yeah,
it
it's a
feel
very-
a little more
I have
awake?
I have a large black coffee, a cigar, the dog ready to kill something that goes to the bird feeder,
Where
And,
did you buy the cigar though? I want to know. The coffee, I could imagine you just went to like, Costco or something, but where did you buy the cigar? Are they Cuban imports or something special or?
Cuban cigars are that's just fake. If they all if they all of a sudden said, "Hey, you can't have Irish whiskey," everybody would be like, "Hey, I got some Irish whiskey."
That sounds like some communist mind control to me. I mean, I did have a pre-embargo
It is a
Cuban.
Oh,
I had a
Oh, what does it say?
pre-embargo Cuban once,
Shuggy.
and
Oh,
it was very. As I remembered it, it was very good. I smoked cigars for a couple of years.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I've never indulged.
You only smoked cigarettes?
Yep.
There's a
Um,
horrible habit.
You don't inhale it, right? You just you
Right.
just puff on it.
You puff on it like the neighborhood kid.
Ray told me a story of one of his friends who let me see if I can get this right. They were razzing him because he would have
Joe, you are the
he would
slowest
have,
talker in the world, man.
he would
I
have
know,
group
it's
sex.
so
He would
hard
have group
sometimes.
sex. Okay, here's the thing. He would have group sex, and the guys were like, "Didn't you ever go too far on the other side of your orientation?"
And the guy
And
was adamant,
they-
saying, "No, never, not even close." And we kept saying, "But no, wait, are you sure?
No wait,
Are
but no
you
wait.
sure?"
And then
And he's like, "I'm
he
positive I
did.
have it." But are you sure? And he's like, "No, I'm positive." And wait, what are you
But
guys
he-
getting at? And we're like, "Are
But
you
he
sure?"
revealed the existence of a predator that had affected him.
But he didn't think it was a predator.
But he didn't think it was a
called him the
predator.
neighborhood. It
Oh,
was
He
the
God.
called
neighbor.
him the neighborhood
But see, the
kid.
predator started as a young kid, though. He was an abused
Yeah,
child.
yeah, yeah.
It's
It
actually
was
a very horrible story.
It is an
But it had a
absolutely horrible
a
story.
very funny line in it.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm trying to get this Joe Rogan.
Back to factOrFreestyle.
Oh yeah, are we starting the
have any-
show yet? No, this is
Do you
still
have any
pre-show. We
guests
got-
today? Are there any guests
No,
today?
But Joe.
so I
told us-
invited John Bolgens. He is in Atlanta doing some business all day, and I gave him the setup for the show, but I asked him to keep it quiet if he was talking to Hollywood people, because this is going to be so good. I invited
Oh my
Pete
God.
Augustin.
I don't
I
know.
invited Pete Augustin.
He's always
I
good to
am-
have on.
I invited Todd Carter, who may be able to make it, because we have a Factor Freestyle for you, Dave, and we think you might need moral support from Todd Carter because he's the nicest guy in Flatland.
Well,
He is a
I
great
also take
guy,
support
isn't he?
from. I'll always
In-
take support from Todd, but I don't see the problem. I don't see I'm
It's
gonna
probably
email-
not a
there's
problem. It's
There's a
probably
problem.
not a problem. There's probably
surgery
a
might
very
find, guys.
clear there's probably a very clear explanation.
Yeah,
And then
right.
finally, I invited Rodney Anonymous from the Dead Milkmen. They
Have you
did a
heard from him yet?
song. No, he follows me on Instagram.
Who doesn't?
So that
he has not. I haven't heard back from him, but I wanted to get his advice. There's a song that they do called dollar signs in her eyes, and there's a line like, she crashed her car at the intersection, she did not see the light, she dropped her children, she dropped her laundry off at school and hung her children on the clothesline to dry. And
Both words by
we
Joe Sitzman.
we think, Dave, that this is actually an intervention where we think that you may be an egomaniac, and we want to pull you back because we agreed to be your life coach. We agreed to be your I agreed to be your life coach. Ray is my moral support. The Factor Freestyle today is
factOrFreestyle. Dave Norrie hoards his Flatland Assassin's signature merch.
Dave Norrie hoards his Flatland Assassins signature merch. And just let me finish.
What
I'm
do you
going to
mean,
lay
hoard
out
it?
the case for you.
I don't even have any. I have one shirt.
Did you buy a bunch of shirts?
Hold on. As you know, Flatland Assassins launched its store last week, and the Dave Norrie shirt was sold out. And George Gallo remarked on this the moment that Chris sent the link to him. So Chris then asked you, Dave, to hype the site, and you said, well, maybe when my shirt is restocked, I can hype it.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Okay, continue though.
That's fine. You can correct the record.
Dave's not smiling anymore.
Exhibit 3.
What's that, Ray? What did you say?
I said you weren't smiling anymore. You look like.
Well, it's like, you know.
Okay,
Joe
hold
comes up
on a
with these
second.
things.
Exhibit 3. You know, Dave, we had discussed as a team that the OG line was limited edition, and there is, like, once they're sold out, they're sold out forever. So here's the kicker. At Huff Jam 2, while Chris was away from the booth, apparently Dave bought 43 of his shirts. He cleaned out the inventory. We believe that Dave tried to sneaky touch by waiting for Chris to judge so he could approach Shonda, who Dave believed didn't know him. We think this fits a troubling forensic theory that Dave did not go to York Jam. Dave is not going to Hall of Fame. He is now a movie star. Okay, so Ray, what Dave didn't tell you was he did a role in a movie a couple days ago. So we are offering penance.
He's taking us to Red Lobster next year.
And we think you have to do something, not for us, but for this infraction. We think you need to do something for one of your teammates. We think Ron deserves a naked Gumby, and this is what we want. You must shoot an actual naked Gumby, then you must, turn, like, adjust it so it's just a silhouette, and then that is your next signature shirt, which Chris will print.
Well, do you want to borrow my cigar for the silhouette shot in case?
Okay, so now, Dave, we are all ears. Please make this make sense. Please explain.
Where do I
use the word wheel on that? I don't know. How much
time have you spent on this, Joe? This is
about a week.
So first off, I'm definitely have a huge ego. That's obvious.
Did you buy shirts at that Huff Jam?
Well, let me ask Joe one question. Joe,
yeah.
So you heard that at Huff Jam,
I 43 shirts.
Was it 43 or 4 or 3? That or is a big difference, just like factOrFreestyle or factFreestyle. There's a big difference.
We'll call it 40. We'll say you bought 40 shirts. So
we'll round down. I'll split the difference with you.
Did you buy any shirts from?
How many shirts did you buy?
I bought 3, maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Okay. Now, why did you buy 3 or 4 shirts?
We'll call it 4.
Or 4 or 3.
Round up. Why did you buy those shirts when Chris was not in the booth?
He was
there was no reason that I just bought the shirts because they're you remember when people were handing stuff out, they're throwing it up into the top balcony?
No, I was looking at my phone. I don't remember them doing it.
Okay, so people were doing that.
Oh wait,
did you buy
do
shirts
remember.
To give them away?
Yeah.
Did you buy shirts to give them away?
So first I bought 2 shirts and I gave one to a kid, and I went to this other couple that was sitting at the top, and I said, "Hey, would you like a shirt?" And the woman looked at me like I was trying to sell her a shirt when I was just trying to give her a shirt.
Or that you were a Hare Krishna and you were going to have a very long conversation.
This just got turned around from him being an egomaniac to where we may have to sing "We Are the World" because he was just handing out free stuff and making the world.
Wait, let me get into it a little further, because it's just interesting that you guys go down this, or Joe goes down this.
Yeah, thank you. Joe goes down.
Yeah, thank you. Ray, I think you can kind of.
I'm just following a trail of facts.
Look at his notes.
I'm just following.
So then I take the shirt. I take the shirt, and the woman, thought that there was.
Oh, look! There's the frog bars. There's the shrimp rock. Ray has a shrimp rock now.
Oh my gosh! I really want to hear about your dream, but let me just finish. So
I'm sorry.
when the woman thought that I had, another motive behind this shirt, like I was selling him or something, and her husband looked at her like, wait, you should have taken the shirt. And I gave it to this other father, and I said, hey, do you know someone that would wear the shirt? It was a small or medium. It wasn't his size. And he's like, absolutely. So I gave him the shirt. Then I felt bad because that woman had missed out. So I went and bought another shirt. So that's where I think I bought 3 shirts total.
So
and that's probably it.
Your motivation was that a woman in North Carolina missed out on having you on her body.
Well, sure. You just can't. Yeah, exactly.
I'm just trying.
I felt bad, and I bought her a larger shirt that would likely fit her better. And I said, "Here you go." And she was thrilled. And she's like, "I just didn't realize that you were giving away."
Okay,
and
I got it.
The whole beginning of it.
The beginning
of it, Joe. Let me just finish. So the beginning of it was, I thought I was so stoked to get on the team. Chris presented me with 2 shirts, one of mine, one of the standard shirts, and a hat he offered. And I said, I just don't wear hats, so I think you should give it to somebody else. And then
life's a beach. Sorry about that. I didn't say anything. Good.
And so then I was really stoked to promote him. So I thought I'd buy some shirts and give them away, along with some cool stops. So I brought some cool stops. I put those out on the table and gave those away. And that was my whole motive. So if Chris has got some other, I don't know what Chris feels about all of this.
Chris presented to me a set of facts which didn't make sense to me. In fact, they made so little sense to me, I didn't know what to do. And so I actually, let me show you this. I asked Bob Harrow for advice.
Did Bob ever get back to you on this?
No, he didn't.
Of course not. Bob is almost ready to come on the show, Joe. He's this close, Ray.
Joe's going to ruin it just like Martin.
I know.
We may have to kick Joe off the show.
We're going to have to put some kind of...
Joe might have to get kicked off the show.
Please tell me that is something you created.
Joe.
I sent that to him.
Joe, play the video so we can see if Dave's going to kick you off the show.
Okay. No, I don't.
So you do want to watch this video.
I think.
No, wait. Before you play the video, stop the presses.
If Joe gets kicked off, I'm leaving too.
And then there's no more Factor Freestyle.
This is not your way out. This is not your way out.
My way out? No. What do you mean?
This is not your way out. Well, I'm going to catch Todd up to speed.
Hold on. Before Todd comes, I want to just make a point. Because I did speak with Chris, and I wish Chris would have been on the call, because I mentioned to Chris, I said, I went online and I saw that the shirts were out of stock. My shirts were out of stock. Not making any connection with the fact that I bought 43 of them, which I only bought 4 or 3 of them. And I thought, hey, well, I'll still promote it and just build a little hype behind it, saying, hey, the shirts are sold out, but Chris is going to be ordering some more. And he agreed to that. So we have to have him on so that he can verify my story there. But that was my whole motive behind posting it, is just creating a little bit of interest for the shirts.
Okay. So Todd, thank you for joining. Dave knows that you're here in support of him. Dave just told us that he bought shirts to give away, and he saw this woman upstairs and asked her if she wanted a shirt, but she was with her boyfriend, and she reflexively pulled back as though Dave were buying her a drink at the bar.
Or a better story is that she just thought that I was trying to sell shirts, or she had another motive behind it. She didn't realize I was just giving a shirt. I just said, hey,
or she thought he was a Hare Krishna, and like with the flower thing, to have a conversation, which is probably more likely.
Yeah, whatever it is, she then realized, oh, wow, I really would like one of those shirts. So I went and bought one.
So then he goes back down and buys 1 or 2 more shirts. These shirts ended up being the last of the shirts.
The last of the Dave Norrie shirts.
But Shonda doesn't know who Dave Nori is, which
He does know who. He knows who I am. I stayed at Chris's
which
house.
I suspect. Okay, I was going to say, which I suspect Dave doesn't like the idea of someone not knowing who he is.
Oh my God. Jesus.
And she told
Ray, can you help me on this?
And she told Chris
I think
that Dave cleaned them out of shirts.
Which apparently I did. Apparently that's what they had left. But I didn't say, give me all your Dave Norrie shirts. I said,
Joe, do you think
buy
maybe he had 5 Dave Norrie shirts, and then so when he said Dave cleaned me out, like how many shirts? You got to find out from Chris how many he brought to that contest.
It is plot. Sorry, go ahead, Todd.
No, I was just going to say he probably didn't bring his entire inventory to the contest, right?
Did he sell any at York Jam? He had some at the York Jam, didn't he? Did he sell
had
any?
Some FA shirts.
Does Dave get money for that?
No, and I don't want money for it. I want to just help him grow. And the whole idea behind
this isn't a business, it's a cult. And so we're spreading this and spreading the stoke, because then we're going to activate frog bars.
Yeah, any proceeds are going to help.
Did somebody say frog bars?
Yeah.
Hey Todd, your volume's a little bit. Can you speak a little bit more? Yeah. Ooh, it's a bad connection or something. Hello, testing 1 2.
Check 1 2 1 2.
I can hear him fine.
Yeah.
Okay. No, it's a little. All right. Forgive me for being a perfectionist, guys. Hey, come on. What else?
Oh, now we're imperfect.
Frog bars.
I just don't. I just don't want to believe, Joe, that you actually sent something to Bob Harrow, because literally the last message I got from Bob.
Joe's not that silly where he'd send something to Bob.
Oh,
Harrow.
yes, he is.
Oh, I completely sent this to Bob. Now I had to chop it into 3 parts because this is 2 minutes long and Instagram. So I think he got the whole story. I'm pretty sure he got the whole story.
Oh, that's even better. He gets part of the story. I don't even want to play it.
It's the good part. Yes, you do. It's so good.
What is good about it? No, Joe.
Hi, Bob Harrow. This is Joe, Footprints in the Spam. I'm the one who overgripped you at the 2021 old school reunion. Look, I'm coming to you for some advice. I am the team manager of a new brand launched by
team manager
team's winner Chris Young.
Wiener.
A plywood hood, I might add. Has launched this brand. He has made me the team manager because the first time I met him, I still have a hole in my leg muscle from the first time I ever met him. And when I'm in the shower, it bubbles up. And so, hey, Chris, I've been in every day for the past.
This is not something you sent.
2 decades when I'm in the shower, I think of you, which
he sent it.
Is not what you think. Anyway, we have added Dave Norrie to the team. And we need advice on dealing with him, because I'll tell you a situation. Chris released the website today, flatlandassassins.com. Dave Norrie's shirt is sold out. Chris asked Dave, look, can you hype it? And Dave said, well, my shirts are out of stock, so let me know when we get more in.
Not accurate. Not accurate.
But Dave knew that it was a limited run of shirts. And at Huff Jam 2, the contest, Dave approached the t-shirt stand and bought 40, probably 43, of the remaining stock of his shirt. And he bought it when Chris Young was judging and Chris's girlfriend.
You sent this to Bob Harrow?
I'm so embarrassed for you, Joe. This is ridiculous. This is like
Dave went up to sneaky buy all his shirts, and now he's out of stock. How have you dealt with someone who would do that, Bob? You are the only person who has been able to tame Dave Norrie.
Okay, I can't watch anymore, Joe. Please stop. Oh my God, you did.
Well,
please tell me you're pulling the prank. Please tell me you have not sent that to Bob.
That went to Bob Harrow. It went to Ray. It went to Chris. I also I didn't hear back from Bob for a couple of days, and so I had to think like, who could help me get to Bob? And so I sent it to Brett Downs, and he offered me some tips on how to reposition this in order to get to Bob. And so I re-recorded it.
And you
So
sent
if
a
you want to
second
see
one?
the second version,
Joe, you're off your rocker. I mean, seriously.
You don't even have a rocker.
Yeah.
Ray and I were
help us.
Ray and I
This
were
is like
talking
the
earlier
fate of-
today.
This
Joe
is the fate
rockerless.
See,
I don't have a
of
rocker.
Factor Freestyle right here. We are gonna, I mean, Bob, I could find the message, but Bob was literally ready to come on the show. Like
This
I would
was
say
his
in the next couple
opportunity.
months.
Well, now this is the great
Oh,
time because now he's been introduced to Joe a little more. And
I
Well,
hopefully
he's already,
he knows. I'm sure he remembers Joe from the over gripping
of course he does.
handshake. I'm sure he remembers that. So he already knows, Joe is a jokester, prankster, and I'm sure
Lunatic.
if he viewed the message, he would know. Okay, Joe is reaching out in fun once more. I'm actually surprised he hasn't responded. This is Joe's way of reaching out to kind of a legend, and you would remember this message. If you get this message, Dave, think of it though. If you get this message and you view it, you would laugh, right?
Yeah.
You'd be like, this guy
Okay,
is this is pretty good. This is
Okay,
pretty
I'll tell
good.
a story that ties into this. So Joe, when I got on the team and I was going and doing some shows, and typically we would go and do the show, and then afterwards we'd go to get some food. And that was a wide range, but mostly it was like just fast food or whatever. We're just on the road. And
Right.
so
Place like
Bob-
that, Denny's.
Yeah, Danny's, or in this particular store, I think it was actually McDonald's.
That's a
which I
Martin
don't-
quote, by the way.
That's a
How do you
Martin
not
quote?
know that Martin? Well, we were fans of Martin, and we watched the GT show tour when he was being interviewed by Magoo, and he's like, place like that, Denny's. We remember that. You don't,
I don't.
because
Sorry.
you were
Is that
competing.
the one? Is that the one when Martin said, "If you knock your brains out, you can't even think"?
No, that was
You
the
remember
one
that
where
one?
where he goes, I just put my foot on that bar, and no matter what, I'm out of that trick.
I'm out of that
That's
train.
too.
Okay, so let me continue. So we're at, I believe it was a McDonald's most likely. And I've just been on the team for, just a few weeks, and I'm really just super chill. And he used to call me Mellow Yellow. He used to say, call me Mellow Yellow,
Who used
because I
to?
was
Bob?
so quiet and so chill. And
Bob?
when I would order food, I would order like 2 cheeseburgers and a water. And he's like, Dave, go ahead. You can, it's on us. You can buy some food. Like if you're hungry, buy some food.
Oh
Get an
no!
apple
So,
What
pie.
you're
the way
about
he
to tell
managed-
me is that Bob Harrow is the one who made you the ego
No.
maniac.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yep. That's
Yeah,
what he's saying.
exactly.
He's saying
He
it's not
coached
me.
you into being an egomaniac.
Oh my god!
Oh
Right.
my goodness!
And that's gonna get Bob on.
Let's let Dave finish his story.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean,
Yeah,
we don't
so-
know where he's going.
So
We don't
over
let Dave
time,
finish stories. We just take what we
over
need from him.
time, this became evident that like I was holding back. Like I was a little bit, because
You were
I just
trying
didn't
to
want
be
to blow it. I
frugal
was on
and-
this team. I was like super stoked. I was with Ron Wilkerson and Brian Blyther and like all these superheroes in my book. And so as the years went on,
Todd
I was
Patterson.
known as the people that, as the person that people would call when something happened, Joe. When something happened on the
Mhm.
road, it was usually Bill Hawkins, not usually Bob, our team manager. And he would call and I've talked about this on the show before, and say, what happened in Colorado Springs? And I would,
Sing like a
backpedal.
bird.
I would backpedal as much as I can, but then ultimately he would know
Would
that I
Would
get
would
the
you
truth out.
be truthful to Bill
Yeah.
Hawkins?
absolutely.
So,
So these
Absolutely.
guys knew that you were ratting them out.
They knew that as my role and position. I think that if you had Ron and Brian on this call right now,
Yep.
they would have nothing bad to
That's
say
so
about that.
perfect. This is why, Ray. This is how Dave has been Ron and Brian's defense lawyer for 20
Yeah.
years. This is why he
Exactly.
he reframes the situation, because he's their Johnny Cochran.
but I don't. When it comes down to it, I mean, the Colorado Springs story is a good one because I'm going back there. Actually, I might be even staying at the same hotel where they wouldn't let us check out of the hotel room because they wanted to go through the room and see how much damage it was. What was a $1,500 hotel bill, and $1,500 in the '80s, that's a steep bill.
Right.
And so it was apparently like the carpet soaked with beer and some broken stuff, and it was like a
beer. I thought you guys drank wine coolers.
Well, I was drinking wine coolers, but other people were
Was
drinking.
that?
Well, Ron
Oh,
didn't drink
okay.
because he was Mormon. So
No,
you're saying
Blyther
that you
filled
just
a
blame
room
Blyther
with
for ruining the
No,
hotel?
no. Just so you know,
Blame
at that
police
time we had
officer.
Scooby. We had Scooby on tour with us. We had a couple of the German writers, Bernd Schneider and not Stefan, and Lars from Mars. And then Nick, which is the Australian drinker, and then a bunch of people from the show that we invited over, had a huge party. So
Hey,
it was
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, can we make this a happy call now? Because Dave seems to he spoke what he had to speak about, and I believe him. I mean, if Dave didn't buy 40 shirts, and
I think what we've established though so far, if I can, is that
Please.
Dave is saying he has been for 30 years. He's been the straight guy.
right.
He's been the responsible party, the one that you call that. And so in Bob's mind, Dave is not the one that you would say, hey, this is not a typical behavior of somebody buying 43 shirts for, attention-seeking behavior or whatever. This is the guy that was the responsible one for us. I think that's what Dave is saying. Right, Dave?
Yeah, and I just curious if Joe can wrap his head around that even.
Okay. I will admit that I did not expect that Dave, you would be the responsible one on the show. I believe that I was the responsible one on this show.
As the acting team manager of Flatland Assassin.
Dave's not the responsible one. He went to jail for stealing stuff when they were on tour.
Well,
in Pennsylvania. So
I think we're talking about the most responsible of the three, right?
Right.
Well, and also what I attempted.
One's a police officer.
It was attempted theft.
But now you are to me what Ron was to you.
Okay.
I am the humble. I am the humble one.
I see.
In our relationship, I am the humble one.
And
I am the thoughtful, responsible one. You are the movie star who
can we hear about the movie part?
Gets flown places and that. I don't. You are the
okay. I hear
that you.
I hear your position, and I respect it.
So much
and
less responsible than me.
There are times when I don't want to say that I wasn't totally responsible throughout all my tour, and I was riding in fire at the Hork Jam. That's not very responsible.
That was and you ruptured your spleen or your whatever.
It blowed up.
Your appendix blowed up because of
the fire dancing
of the fire.
Hey Dave, can I give you some quick life coaching real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Has the
Watch
best
this.
Advice.
Here's how you should have answered the question for Joe. Well, I can't have Joe repeat the question because we don't have that much time because he talks too slow. But when Joe said, "Hey, do this, that, and this, and that, and the 43," you just go, no. So anyway, who do we have on today?
Okay, great.
You gotta shut Joe down real quick.
Thank you.
Because he'll slow talk and wiggle his head.
Ray, I appreciate that. Because that's exactly how I am. I get way too into it.
I mean, but he knows that if anybody says anything critical about you, you're gonna defend it to the death.
I know.
You don't have to defend yourself about anything ever again. I mean, if you did buy 40 shirts, then you did. If you bought 2 shirts, then you did.
Even for the reason to build my name or whatever.
Yeah. So just tell Joe what he wants to hear.
Got it.
And then,
okay.
and then on to the next thing, right, Joe?
That is great advice.
So here's what I wanted to hear. What I wanted to hear.
Oh yeah. What I was
hoping to hear. This is what I was hoping to hear.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear that there was a valid reason that you bought all of the shirts. That's all I wanted. And I needed
There was.
to.
Did you get
and
that? Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was very surprised. I got it. It's a very valid reason. I can't wait to tell
Okay,
Chris.
so what's my punishment? Because you wanted me to do this.
No
naked.
Okay, so there was
There's never a
there was a second thing that I wanted, which
I know,
unfortunately
Ray. I just want to hear
can't
what
get.
he has, because you
Okay.
know he has a backup, Ray.
Yeah.
The
But I'm going to
second-
take your advice,
literally
Ray,
the
and
second.
really put it to practice.
All right. The second thing I wanted, which I can't have now, was I did want a way to hold you to your penance, because I thought
His
it would be
penance?
great. I think Ron deserves a naked Gumby, and I wanted you to do a naked Gumby, have Paula take the picture, and then use that as a silhouette, and then that is your t-shirt. And I wanted that to be part of the launch of Flatland Assassins, because Ron finally would get his naked Gumby, and no brand in BMX history has ever helped Ron like that.
It's already been done, though.
Imagine
I mean,
you're
Craig
about to
Rosso-
ask him to go on tour. You owe Ron. Ron
But-
deserves this.
It's already been done. Craig Rosso rode in a 2-hip contest naked. It's like, what's the
No,
point? I don't get
What's
it.
the point is that it wasn't a naked Gumby, and
Yeah, but
no
it's-
one.
it seems childish.
It is shot. Dave, who are you talking to?
Yeah,
I'm so.
that's-
I'm just.
Todd, do you need to see a naked Gumby?
Exactly. Thank you.
You know,
so much.
No,
I-
silhouette.
I-
There's
I don't.
I don't think that I need to see one. I
Nobody does.
appreciate Dave's willingness to help Joe. I think I'm okay.
I wouldn't even say I'm willingness at this point. Ron,
I'm okay.
Ron is the one that brought this up, and whenever Ron talks about it, he's just like, "Oh, that would be the best." And Joe's now on Ron's team to, coach
Hold on a
and
second.
this
Well,
happens.
hold
So
on.
Maybe-
on with the show. So Ray, what
Ron
other
was
guests
my
do we have?
favorite rider. Ron was my favorite rider, and I'm trying to
Joe,
do good by him.
yeah,
I'm
and
trying
maybe
to give
Joe
him
is
something
trying
that
to
you couldn't.
fulfill. He's trying to fulfill Ron's shoes a bit in the relationship here. Sure, with Dave. Yeah, so Dave can continue to be Dave, and Joe can be Ron a bit. That makes sense. Sure. Dave, this probably isn't on the agenda. This isn't on the agenda today, but I did want to ask: Have you reconsidered?
No, the
your
answer is no. I
position?
already know the answer. No.
Okay.
Answer's no. Is that right, Ray? Is that how you do it?
That's the way to do it. Whatever you just did was
What did he
perfect, 'cause
do?
I don't even know what
Yeah.
he
did he
did.
do?
What?
Go ahead,
Who
do
else
it.
do we have on, Joe?
Oh, okay. So do you want to see the video that Brett coached me to make?
I want to hear what Todd says. I can't do it, Ray. I want to hear what
Okay.
Todd had to say. Sorry, I cut him off. That's so hard. Todd, what were you saying?
Way
No,
to do it. Keep going. Just keep going.
I was just going to say, have you reconsidered your position on the Skyway? The
Oh,
bike thing,
you're selling it for $5,000. That's
Oh, yeah,
another
let's
reason
talk
why
about
I'm
that.
just like,
which
but Dave is.
Wait,
I don't want you to sell it, Dave. I don't want you to sell it. I understand
So-
I think
Do you honor anything, Dave? You have dollar signs in your eyes.
I might
This is
buy
our
that thing
fear.
and just turn it into a lake jumper.
No,
the
no,
bike,
no.
the bike
That
has
bike-
been sold. The deal is done. So what's next?
Oh! How
How
much
much?
did you get for it?
And don't lie. How much?
Don't-
$5,000 plus shipping.
A what?
Wow.
How much?
$5,000 plus shipping.
Well,
Dude, that's
so-
great.
Dave,
who
that's
else?
a great.
What
whoever
maniac
bought that,
would
Dave,
pay
got a
$5
great
grand
deal.
for that?
You got whoever bought it has a great deal, and that's honestly, it's an iconic piece of Flatland history, Dave. I'm just sad to see it go.
So
Tell Todd to shut up. Now listen.
I'll just give you. So literally, I sold it last
Just
night.
kidding, Todd.
The guy sent me the money last night. So we firmed up the deal last night.
You
gonna
are
package-
buying Red Lobster next time we go to the
Yes.
York Jam. You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Red
I will.
Lobster is on Dave.
So
I'm gonna get the big
little
shrimp.
backstory though. Little backstory. So I had the surgery. I have to pay for the surgery. I have a huge deductible. We have life insurance. I mean, health insurance, but
Whoa.
my deductible
Whoa.
is huge.
Yeah.
So
Life insurance.
I don't have the money to pay for the surgery. Honestly, this is true. I mean, so I told Paul I want to sell the Skyway. She's like, "Are you sure?" And I put it on. I talked to Gary at BMX Museum. he said, just put it up for $5,000. You might get 4, but just shoot for 5 and see what happens. And I had 2 people that were interested. And Paulo again was like, you might want to really rethink this. Are you sure you're okay? Are you going to resent? And then Todd, you had sent something on, I don't know, post or something. And I sat with it. And the guy that presented it, his name is, oh gosh, I can't remember. Tony. And Tony Burns is the guy that bought it. He's out of Nashville. And he basically said, I'm really interested in the bike and I would give it a good home. So I said, well, what's your plan? Like, whatever you plan to do with it, it's your decision, but what do you plan? Are you going to part it out or are you going to keep it? He's like, I'm going to keep it and I'm going to basically take it around and bring it to shows is what he wants to do.
So that makes me feel a lot better. Yeah.
And it even gets better. And after talking, I spent a half an hour on the phone with this guy, just going over things. And he said, if I ever go to sell it, I will contact you first if you want it, so you can buy it.
Got it.
That's
So
Did you give him a
that
free
was
shirt at least?
What's
Did
that?
you give him a Dave Norrie shirt at least?
I ran out of them because I gave them all away, but I did give him. I did give him.
How's
a
it
book.
feel?
Man,
you gave him a, what was that, Dave? You gave him a what?
So there's a book that I was given when I was in UK that he mentioned that he really wanted to get, because I told him that the Skyway was in Bill Batcher's book, and I said, have you picked one up yet? He said no, and I said, well, you should get them because I know they're selling out. And he said, well, I also want to get that We Were Rad, which is the UK version.
Right.
And they gave me a book, and they said, well, Tony said that the shipping was going to be outrageous to have it shipped. And I said, you know what, you can have my copy, and when I'm back over there, I can get another copy. So that was kind of my
Nice.
gesture of something to throw in. But I'm really happy with it because A, I could use the money, and B, it seems like it's going to someone that's really gonna, do right by it.
Yeah, I agreed. If he's going to take it to shows, then that's awesome.
He's talking about even going to, like, if we do another thing at Changa next year, he would drive up to Changa and like bring the bike and.
Oh, cool. Where does he live?
Nashville.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Oh, that's.
are you
Guys,
sure Dolly Parton
Dave's-
didn't buy it?
Dave seems very normal to me now. I mean, maybe we should
Thank
talk to
goodness.
Dave before jumping to conclusions next time.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
this whole, like, I get it when we're doing like a prank and you're like having to, come up
No,
with a
Joe was
storyline.
just worried that you were a little too full of yourself.
I know.
was very
How
worried.
you gave
I
us
was
this
very
horrible
worried.
story that your appendix blowed up and you had to sell your beloved bike that sat in your brother's basement for 41 years. Huh.
I think it's
Well,
going to
it's
be
a good thing that you're
good
famous.
hands.
It's a good thing that you're famous.
Tell us about this movie you're in now.
Yeah, tell us about the movie that you're in now.
I told him I couldn't do it. I swear to God.
What was the movie?
It's a friend of mine that's here locally that has done some other independent movie. I don't know anything about it. Yeah,
Oh,
why
is
couldn't
this
you
an
do the
art
movie?
film that he needed you for 1 hour?
yeah.
Was it called The Neighborhood Kid by chance?
Joe, it's not.
Was the
that.
movie The Neighborhood Kid?
No.
Dave, are you
I will find out the
turning
name.
are you turning to pornography, Dave?
I am not. I'm
That
going to
mustache
sell
is looking
my
good.
vintage bikes. I will
Why
not.
do you have a mustache? And why?
And I'm
if
going to
you-
shave this thing
if
off if I
you-
get one more
Dave,
comment about
They don't call that a
Dave,
semen saver for nothing, dude.
Dave, if you are about
Joe,
to
I mean-
turn to porn, please call me and I will.
So
But if you do, because okay, so tell us about this. Make me believe that this movie you turned down was not pornography.
Why did you turn it down?
Why did you turn
because
it
it
down?
was when I was working and I was still pretty crippled. Like I'm just now starting to be able to walk normal, pretty
Oh.
crippled. And I couldn't,
Oh.
so it was kind of hard to say to Paula, oh, I can't work at the school, but I'm going to go film this part.
Right.
Who's now your stunt double? You could have got Todd to do it. Todd's not doing nothing. He could have been your stunt double, right,
Yeah,
Todd?
he was
You're about
local.
the same
Could've
height,
been.
right?
It was
I can
it was
dump
last
it.
minute. The person fell through and they literally was like, I talked to you, Joe. It was the night before. It was like that.
What
Yeah.
was your scene going to consist of?
I don't know anything.
You
about
must
it.
pay the rent, but I can't pay the rent.
I knew
But
it
you
had
must
2
pay
lines.
the rent.
He told me it had two
But
or
I
three
can't
lines.
pay the rent.
Were
I'll
you the
pay the
muscle
rent.
guy?
2 or 3 lines, but those were not the lines. Right? Okay, so moving on. So Todd, how is the AFA coming along? I know that these guys will be in the Hall of Fame. But
It's
I'll be-
yeah,
I'll be
it's
at the
it's
Battle
coming
in Rocky.
along. It's coming along well. I think I am disappointed that it fell on the same weekend as the Hall of Fame induction, but turnout from folks that I've heard from is pretty good, I think, and we've got some international riders that are coming in as well. So all in all, I think it's going to be good. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. So.
You've been practicing up.
I have been riding. I really want to. My goal this contest, just as a rider, I would love to be able to qualify. If I could qualify, then I would be happy. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Any
That's
advice,
awesome.
Joe, for Todd?
Yeah.
qualify?
I have
So,
some
okay.
advice.
I don't
Of course
need
you
to
do,
give
Ray.
Todd I do not need to give Todd contest advice. Todd,
Okay.
Well, then I'll
Todd.
give them some.
I will
Don't
take
touch.
any. I
Do
will
the
take
tricks that you know that you're gonna pull off,
right.
and wave to the crowd.
wave to the crowd. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
fist pump. The old. Remember back in the AFA, you had to
Oh.
give the fist pump.
Oh, sure.
Andy did a couple fist pumps that I think
Andy
almost
did.
got him.
He did.
Got
He
him
did.
something.
What about
So
this?
I would do fist pumps. Only do tricks that you know you're not going to touch on. And if there's any left, buy a Dave Norrie shirt and wear one for your run.
I would be super proud to have a Dave Norrie shirt. I have a Jesse Puente shirt, and I have a Joe Sisman Flatland Assassins one. So I need to get a Dave Norrie. Yeah, I
I have-
love that.
Hey, as a team manager for the shirts, for Flatland Assassin, I have one thing about the shirts I need to say, Joe,
Okay.
is your trick. You need to ask Chris if you can have your image moved up just a little bit, because it looks like the front wheel is on the ground and the front wheel isn't on the ground in that photo. And I was very specific in providing him that picture.
Right.
It's those minor details, and Chris probably, he has a lot on his plate, so it's
You
nothing
did that. You did that. You made the adjustment on the trophy.
on the
my
trophy.
coronation on my coronation trophy.
I remember that.
But
I have a question.
It should be on the shirt. It should be on
But
the
if
shirt.
anyone asks you, hey, Joe had his tire on the ground, right? Like the tires were always on the ground during that trick. You send them to me, I will show them frame by frame, and I will correct their understanding. That is a no hand jump, and
With the
the
bounce.
bike is like 2 or 3 inches off the ground. This is like zero contact with any object. This is Joe's not touching the bike's not
This is-
touching the ground.
This is the ultimate nothing.
This is a double nothing.
Double
This
nothing.
is what Ron. This is Ron. This is the double nothing. I can rename the trick the double nothing.
Ray, is
And
he
then I
not
could
like
be
a
like,
child?
and-
I love the
and-
inspiration that just struck him
and-
right now.
And yes,
Joe gets
and I can
excited real quick.
give Ron
Yeah.
the naked Gumby.
He goes
you
from
please do
long
this for me?
mythologic, long drawn out
And
story to
it-
just
It
poof,
just hit him, Dave. It hit him. Yeah, for sure.
double
The
nothing.
Terra Dome is a double nothing.
It
It
is.
is. It is.
Because
It is.
anyhow, I'm sure Chris would be willing to make that slight adjustment, because I think you deserve that. And maybe
I have
you're
Okay.
a question.
still out.
So you
Maybe
think I
that's-
deserve that, but don't we all? Doesn't Ron deserve a naked Gumby?
No, there's no reason to do naked Gumby. Nobody, there's no. I'd
Ron
rather
is
be working
nobody?
on other stuff.
Ron
like
is nobody.
actual trick.
Ron is nobody.
He,
Ron, it's better to not give that fulfillment for the
Ron,
rest of his
ideas?
life, and he has that enjoyment of wishing that
the,
could
the
somehow happen.
anticipation that will happen one day gives him something to look forward to. Sure.
I'm going to ask Ron what he.
Oh no,
deserves.
you're gonna send him a video now. Oh god.
I'm going to send Ron a video. Yeah, I'm going to send Ron a video.
Well, he
about
really
this.
was my team manager. If you want to get down to it, Bob. did
Well,
not
I'm
manage
going
the
to
team
talk to
directly.
Ron. I'm going to talk to Ron.
All right.
Dave, I would love to see on your Flatland Assassin shirt. Now, I know that I think the peg twirl that you're doing is also one of your tricks too, right? That you made up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, someone
Yeah,
else.
I think
yeah.
so. But I'd love to see some of your other tricks that are also very, very good silhouetted tricks too. It's so recognizable.
Oh, right.
Like the Nori handstand or the Gumby or even the peg twirl.
If it's a Gumby, then Joe's gonna go tell everyone that's a naked Gumby because it's the silhouette. So that's
okay. Well,
that's, we
don't have to. You don't have to go there, but
Yeah, we do.
yeah, we do.
I think Ron is. I mean, he knows that will make Dave uncomfortable, so he's taking the stick and poking Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
With that one and
yeah, Joe, you have to understand, like Ron and I know each other like brothers, so that's exactly the dynamics, and I can give him a hard time about being disorganized maybe, or being, like for example, when Woodward was happening, and I was really excited to meet up with him and talk about what we're going to do because we're doing a little presentation about the tour. And he's like, oh, I'll be there sometime on Friday. And then Friday went by, and then I didn't hear from him Saturday, and then Saturday afternoon. And I'm like, okay, Ron, like, where are you? And then I just gave him a hard time, like, oh, you're too late. They're not letting anybody in. It's all closed off, and that kind of stuff. So that goes on constant, Joe.
Brothers.
Yeah, but Todd,
what are you doing now, Joe?
Todd and I, I'm posting my new year-end video.
Right now you are.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes and 43 seconds.
And Ray, how are you over there?
I'm doing great.
Welcome to factOrFreestyle.
I have a question.
Put it in a factOrFreestyle format, please.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if
okay,
it's,
just ask the question. Go ahead.
So everybody, I feel like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer a little bit, because everybody's got like a t-shirt. Like Todd has a t-shirt, right? And Dave has one, and Joe has one, and I don't have a t-shirt. And I was wondering,
you have more t-shirts than anyone have. I have one of your t-shirts.
No, I'm talking a Ray t-shirt with my likeness on it. I don't have a shirt.
Your likeness.
So I'm thinking
you don't want that.
Todd doesn't have a t-shirt.
No, hold on. So I'm thinking, if I made a t-shirt like a cartoon drawing of me with like my 29er with like a flat tire,
we could have poor boy
because I always need an excuse. Maybe like sitting in a chair with a cigar with the Honda Odyssey in the background, and then something clever, and then I could make the shirts and then just give them to people. Do you think anybody would wear a shirt?
I would buy one.
No.
I might buy 43.
I don't want to sell the shirts, because my whole thing about freestyle is I have put the word free in freestyle. I've embraced the word free. I've never made any money off of freestyle, and I would like to make a shirt and give it to people.
You can do it. You can make two ways to do this. One, you can get people to give you money, and
I don't want any money.
Print those. Okay, so you're going to pay for the shirt. So you're going to pay for the shirts,
and I want to hand deliver. You can only get a shirt if I hand deliver it to you.
Oh, that's great. I think that's
if Joe was like, "Can I have a shirt for Todd?" No, I need to hand deliver Todd his shirt. That way, if somebody is wearing the shirt, it was hand delivered by me.
And it prevents any Dave Norries to try to buy out your shirts, because that's
true. I can't buy out the shirts because I provided them.
Exactly. That's
what
brilliant.
Would that be? Is that too much of like a look at me type of thing? I thought it would be funny.
Not at all.
I thought it'd be funny. Like, I go to an event and I just sit there and sit in a chair. That's who I am. Why
not
passing
out Halloween candy?
But there's a key thing that Ray said was Rudolph, though. Do you still feel like Rudolph? Because that's concerning to me, because you shouldn't feel like Rudolph.
Yeah, because Rudolph felt that he was like everybody else.
Well, they were
maybe he just wasn't up to the task. Like, I go to a contest, and I know I can't go out. Even on my best day, I wouldn't be able to go out there and ride to like the abilities of my peers, but I had just as much fun or even more fun. And I'd like to relay that in a shirt and give people a shirt.
Dude,
Here's the
So
thing.
they could know what it's like to be Ray.
Todd, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it? You go. You talk sense into him.
I would just like to say that Ray was, Ray, I've told this to Ray, so it's not going to be any kind of a surprise to him, but he was there blazing the trails at the very beginning. So Ray will forever have earned his place as
blazing the trail of nonsense, I hope, right?
Yes, nonsense, creating a culture of fun in BMX that, the creativity that Ray brought to contests reached thousands and thousands and thousands of riders worldwide from what he came up with. So Ray forever has a seat at the contest, at any contest, then and now. A deserved.
I think Todd will probably wear a large Ray shirt.
I think
Todd would proudly wear a large Ray shirt.
And who would not take a shirt if you're hand delivering it to him? I think that's brilliant. I mean,
do you know how much intentional effort it took for me to meet my antics hero?
Yeah.
Todd and I would talk about like how funny.
I met you and didn't meet you. I met you.
I know.
And I blocked you and I didn't even talk to you that day, the first day I met you.
Kinda.
We did not shake hands, did we, Joe?
I think we did.
That
we did. There's a picture of you, me, and Ivan didn't want me to put it on the internet because he called off of work as sick, and he said don't post that on the internet because his boss would find him.
No kidding.
That's hilarious.
Oh, but Todd, to your point, I think that recently,
but Ray, everybody wanted to meet Ray.
Yeah,
and that's when I was like, look, I brought Ray here I wanted to say what up, and I wanted to show him this riding.
Yeah.
And I got out of the way. Like I wasn't gonna. Like
you did get out of the way. I didn't even see you. That's
Todd,
the day I met.
Todd, to your point, when you were talking about how he's just done Ray, you've done so many great things. There was a post that
I haven't done that much.
There was a fan that went onto a football field, and he had a flare. He had a smoke flare around. And there's comments saying, "Wait, already been done by Ray." Like,
Ray did that in the '80s. Sure,
I did.
So I think there's so many examples of that. So I think having a shirt, you won't be able to keep them in stock.
No,
who do we know that's a good cartoon drawer that
poor boy Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I know him. I've never met him, but I've talked to him on the interweb, and I sold him a bunch of stuff.
You guys, I have a confession.
Oh no.
So poor boy Steve was I'm just telling you now because it's going to come back. I know Joe's going to run with this. He was awesome. At Cornhook. He was at Cornhook.
Oh, okay.
And Kim's boyfriend was there at the booth and said, "Hey, Dave, you need to buy shirts." So I went over and I purchased 3 shirts. I did not purchase 4. I did not purchase 43.
And what did you do with these shirts?
I kept them. They're mine right now. I did not give them away. But Steve did say that he wants to do a shirt with me. So I'm not trying to rain on Ray's parade.
You know what, Joe? I'm not going to do a shirt. Then forget it. Never mind.
Shirt project's
Never
done.
mind. But hey, Todd, thanks for all the nice stuff you said about me. That was really nice.
You're welcome.
I'll let you the reindeer. Rudolph's nose is never going to shine. Never mind.
Freestyle is the world of freestyle is big enough for both Ray and Dave.
I don't want to. If Dave's going to get his own shirt again, if Dave's going to get his 3rd shirt now,
God, he's got to be in everything. Like every single thing that happens, Dave's like,
you know what? Joe, I don't know if you noticed. I was having a moment after what Todd said. I was really having a moment, and Dave just like kicked the ladder out from under.
I tried to be
going up.
I tried to be upfront about it.
This fits a behavioral pattern.
There's a little bit of a sneaky kick.
Yeah.
Todd's even in on this.
Well,
no, Todd is
Dave. I'm not. I think the important thing here to say is that poor boy Steve can do 2 completely different shirt designs.
Yeah, never
completely
mind.
Different.
He's got
I'm
wonderful
over it.
There's
shirts,
room
right?
for both.
The worst thing would happen is that if you would have contacted him, he's like, well, I'm working on Dave's Nori shirt. Then I would have heard, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh,
True. Yeah,
you
true.
would have, Joe would have created this. You would have
It's
called
not,
Joe.
it's not.
And Joe would have
you're-
said,
you're
oh
missing
yeah,
the
Dave
point.
trumped you.
It's not that you are working with poor boy Steve to make your shirt. It's that Todd said wonderful things about Ray.
Yeah.
And then you said, hey, Ray, I'm already working with
I
poor
already
boy
got it. I already got my-
Steve.
Wait, was
already
that-
gotcha.
Was that the tone?
That's how I
that-
saw it, Joe.
No.
that
Thank you, Joe.
that is
Yeah.
what I'm taking issue
Oh,
with.
God,
And this is
I
why I think
I
you're
need
an
some serious help
egomaniac.
then, because that's not.
You do, because Ray told you at my coronation, which you had played a very large part in, and I'm eternally grateful for, which is why I'm so impassioned to help you get past this problematic behavior of yours.
Yeah.
Ray looks at you and goes, Dave, did you know? I just talked to Kevin. I have always been a
God.
plywood hood. And you go, hey, do we have some coconut water here? I gotta, just like that.
Like that.
All right.
And then when Ray told me
Sign
that
me up.
story,
Sign me up. Where do I sign
when
up?
Ray told me that story, he was in the van and he goes, Joe. And what did I do, Ray? I grabbed you and I shook you back
Yeah.
and forth. And I said, I knew it. Now
Yeah.
you know it. Now you know it. And he had to ask me to stop. He said, that's okay. Stop it. But you
Okay.
went right, like, you didn't
He didn't want to hear about it.
celebrate Ray.
He didn't want to hear about it. Yeah.
You
He
didn't
just
wanna
did it
hear
again.
about
He
Ray
did it again.
getting any more kudos. You're like, oh well, it's
Okay.
not about me. Let me.
I think-
I
start
feel,
talking
you
about
know
me."
what, Joe? I feel like I just got sent up into the bleachers at an AFA contest.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Ray
Oh,
always
God.
has a front row seat. Always. Ray always has a front.
Not if Dave's on the call.
not, it's got to be about Dave.
You guys are
man.
ridiculous.
There's room.
Joe, he didn't even
There's room.
He didn't even let us talk about it a little bit. He immediately
He
Oh,
shut it
was like-
down.
play back the tape. I actually said that the shirts would do great, that I think
And
everyone
he-
would take it.
I
I
think
even
he said
referenced
Ray,
he
the,
wanted
you're gonna
I
make some good
referenced the-
sales like I am.
wait just
I
a
don't want to
second.
watch
I
it. I don't
referenced the
want to play
point.
it back. I don't want to relive it. It's already hurts.
Oh God.
man,
No
I'm
more
so
Rudolph.
sorry.
All right. Well, I need
Oh.
so give me some guidance here, guys, because obviously I'm blowing it every time. I turn
Celebrate
around.
Ray. Celebrate Ray. When
Yeah,
somebody
and-
says
and-
something
and-
wonderful about Ray, you try to outdo them. You try to one up the last person who said something nice about Ray. So Dave, you have a tall order. Take it away
Okay. What was the last
right
thing?
now.
What was the last nice thing that was said about Ray? It was Todd, and I
Well-
tried to chime in on that. And I said Ray's
It was me also.
Ray's point. What was the last thing that you said?
You don't even listen to when people
I want to hear it again
celebrate
so I can
Ray.
start from scratch. Do you want
Oh
me to go back
Jesus.
and-
Well, you
Dave-
have to imagine
Dave-
how good it is. You have to outdo that, not knowing how good it actually was because you didn't pay attention to how I celebrated Ray.
Dave did say that Ray had originated the smoke bomb thing that the streaker guy tried to emulate this week, and
how cool I thought it was to give the shirts away like that.
That might have been a diversion. You were feeding that in, and then you zung in.
You guys
Oh,
just
by the way,
you nailed me.
you
You
want to
just
do a
nailed
shirt.
me. You
He's
know
already
my-
doing one for me.
You know my motive, right? As opposed to just
No,
making
we
sure that
don't.
you
We
do.
know your behavior. We can't
It-
understand your motive. That's the problem. That's why we're talking about this.
we. I think
You know, and like we have a Dave Norrie lie right on this episode when he said, well, I didn't want a hat because I don't wear hats. He said that just today, a minute.
It's true. I don't wear hats now. And then back
But
in
I
the
have
day, I
9
used to-
pictures of you wearing Life's a Beach hat.
yeah, life's
Yeah,
a
I
beach.
used to wear them back in the days. I don't wear them now.
Well,
Ray.
so you
Change
did
it.
wear a hat back in the day.
Life's a
Yeah,
beach
but
stuff.
I
But
didn't say it. I'm talking current time.
They
Like,
were a
just give me
sponsor.
shirt right now. I'm not wearing it, and I'm getting really defensive. And you just love this about me. Here's a
Dave wasn't
here's a
Life's a
goddamn
Beach
hat. I
sponsor.
can't wear a freaking hat. I
Dave,
look like a
put a
dude.
hat on right now and wear it for the
Here's
rest
a
of this call, or
goddamn hat.
else I'm gonna be.
Here's a goddamn hat. Here's a goddamn hat.
I'm not taking this hat off, Ray. Let's just show you how much I'm gonna up one person.
It's just my shirt.
That's look. That is. I don't know. I can't tell if that's Maverick or the Unabomber, but either way, leave. That's your new. That's gonna be my shirt. I'm gonna make a Dave Norrie shirt with that. Screen grab that.
You will not. I will have my lawyers
Christ.
contact you and cease and desist right away.
Oh
If
my
you put
God.
my,
Are
you may not put
flying
my
Mach
face on
10
your
right
shirt.
now?
It needs to be Ray.
It's so funny.
Oh, you guys.
Dave, I'm trying to do an inventory of the shirts that I remember of that you had. So you had the Aha Haro Tour shirt, right? That you were on.
Yeah.
I have that on my driver's
Aharo
license photo.
There had to be like an 88 tour shirt, right?
Tour of Kings.
Tour of Kings. Yeah.
85 was Tony Murray.
Yeah.
And he didn't
The ramp.
even go on tour.
Oh.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
And 87, 88.
So that's and then Flatland Assassins.
Yeah.
That's 3, Dave.
I mean, and I've done several shirts on my own.
Oh, that's true. Bike it.
Bike it.
That's
Bike it.
yeah.
Liking biking.
Biking.
And Norrie's Bike Academy. No, that's not me though. That's not me.
Okay, so 5. And Ray, what's your count so far?
I don't have any shirts. That's why I was talking about at this point in my life, I was like, I had so much fun in the past couple events I went to, and I had so many people like come up to me and talk to me and just talk about how much fun stuff was back then. And it was fun about, today's world, like us going to the York Jam and stuff. I just thought it'd be funny to like have a cartoon shirt making fun of myself. And I would give them to people just to show them like, hey, I appreciate when people come up and talk to me about anything, from back in the day or today or whatever. But and I was going to give them a shirt to show my appreciation, but Dave's already got a shirt, so I'll
well,
I still think this is a great idea.
Maybe I'll make a sticker or something. I don't want to.
I still think this is a great idea. So Todd and I, we're at Huck Jam, and I was like, dude, we got Ray out to a contest. We got the contest like to see Ray, and dudes were so stoked. Like
I loved going to that contest too. That was so much fun.
Oh my God, dude, it was so much fun. Like that, and that's the thing is, because Todd and I have been going to these contests, we would like find dudes who hadn't been to a contest in a while. We'd bring them in. Like we're trying to show this underground stoke that's not like, national challenge, like all this national stuff, like UCI and cameras and all the cameras that Dave loves. We wanted to show, like, we like to bring people into, and Dave saw this too. Dave showed up at the contest and he's like, well, this is really great.
Yeah.
And we're like, dude, Ray would have a blast here.
And he's revered there because so many writers know him and his history and what he's given so far. I mean, I think it's rad. I remember there have been some times where we've had other writers from back in the day that have come out and haven't supported as well, and it hasn't felt great. But when Ray kind of thought, oh gosh, this is a pretty cool scene again, that feels awesome.
And when I went to that, I couldn't wait to talk to Warren and Gary and my friend Chris that lives right down the road now. And I was like, you guys got to come here next year. Like, you have to come here and you can enter. Like, it was like reliving my youth. I just couldn't wait to get back to another contest and bring Gary and Warren and Chris and have them all experience how much fun it was to sit there and actually watch a Flatland contest. It was like the AFA days,
Yeah. For sure.
Well, Ray,
Ray shirts,
Ray, I have to say, whether you do a shirt or a sticker or a complete bike, I think the fact that you're on Factor Freestyle every week and committed. And when you couldn't get on and you were so disappointed last week because you had technical problems, Joe, did you ever tell him the conversation that we had when we were like, we got large Ray to come on the show? I swear, Ray.
Am I getting fired? Am I fired?
No,
And
you
we
mean
were
originally
so-
back when we first got
Yeah.
Kevin
back
Martin?
then. Yeah,
Dude, I was so stoked.
Joe texted me as well and told me, dude, guess who's going to be on the show? And I was like, oh, that is amazing. I mean, I think it was a bigger deal. It was a big deal. It was a real big deal.
And then when we asked you, Ray, we're like, well,
remember when I tried to quit because I thought you guys didn't like me?
I remember
we'd like to have
that
you back, and you're like, oh, I'm not doing anything.
When did you think that you were going to quit because we didn't like you?
I thought that
he took a new gig. Remember, he took a new gig from.
No. Oh my God.
No, there was another time where I said I thought the show, like, it was so, like, we were doing so many shows, and I was like, maybe I'm ruining the show because a couple of people said I talk too much.
Oh,
so I was like, maybe they want to get rid of me, but they're just too, like, I know Joe and Dave would be a little too, like, afraid to tell me, and I was giving them the opportunity to say, hey, Ray, maybe we're going to do a couple shows without you because people don't like you. They think you talk too much.
That's the complete opposite for me. I always thought that when you don't talk, I get worried, right, Joe? When Ray doesn't talk, something's the matter. And we usually ask him.
I'm remembering this. I think I must have blocked it out of my mind. I thought you were kind of. I knew that you were sincere, and I was like, "Wow, he's expressing real concern," but there's no way we're letting go of him. There's no way I am letting go of you in my life. On this show.
Yeah.
Hard stop, done.
Yeah.
Life coaching, they can go kiss my ass. Tony Robbins is out there. He's way better. This is about BMX and how dope it is. And I mean, Dave gave me the ultimatum he said, Joe, it's life coaching or GTFO. After that episode where I told that gross out story and had to bleep it, Dave was like shell shocked by hearing that story. And I was like, what? Art Thomason told me that story the first time Art Thomason met me. So this is just what it's like in this game now. Dave told me it's life coaching or GTFO. He flew out here. We hung out for a weekend. We launched the thing. And then I was like, well, what am I going to do to keep up with Dave Norrie and life coaching? Why don't I structure a religion based on the Stoke? And then that's when Frog Bars came about. But then it got funny and it was related to BMX. And look, Ray got his shrimp rock, Todd.
Oh yeah. So what about your dream?
He does have it. Look at that.
It's got a pearl on it, and it looks like a frog. And the first night I got it, I had a dream that I had I couldn't find an adapter for a power strip, and the whole dream was me trying to find the adapter. And Joe and I think it may have been me looking for frog bars.
Yeah, it's the search.
Joe, what did you write down? You said you wrote something down. What did you write down?
Oh, okay. So I did talk to Dave about this. Ray, the night before your second birthday, and your second birthday is October 4th when Shrimp Rock appeared.
Yeah.
Frog Bars told me what your Frog Bars is probably going to tell you, and I wrote it down.
I can't believe you forgot this, Joe. Come on.
And I was telling Dave that if you have that dream and you say that thing, that will be the greatest story in all of BMX.
Yeah.
Then I said, I could very well collude with Ray to make this happen, and we could pull a fast one on everyone. But even though we would win an Emmy for that show, I want Ray to actually talk to Frog Bars, and I'm not going for the Emmy. That's what I said. It is more important to me that Ray meet his Frog Bars and legitimately hear that same line than it would for me to be part of the greatest episode in the history.
Does anybody know what Joe's talking about?
I do, because he talked to me about it. So let me try to explain it. Basically, he wrote something down And
so I'm supposed to have a dream, and I'm gonna have in the dream exactly what Joe dreamt the night of his coronation.
Yeah.
No,
what he thought.
Todd, what do you think about all
in the
this?
same manner in which frog bars visited me at the night of my coronation, I believe that with your shrimp rock, it's like an antenna to bring frog bars to you. And I think your frog bars is going to tell you something. And I wrote that down on a piece of paper. And I cannot wait for your frog bars to visit you and tell you something. And then you
So
tell
it's
us
gonna
what that
come.
is.
It's gonna come to me in another dream, right?
You will. It will be like in a like, what do you call those when you're just in twilight, when you're not fully asleep?
How will I
and you're
know
not
it's
fully
frog
awake?
bars? How will I know that it's frog bars talking?
It will tell you something that you have never heard before, and you will wonder, how could something that wise come out of my head? And you're going to say, fuck, this is frog bars. That's what you're going to, because you know that there's a thing that's going to talk to you. There's an alien being that's going to connect with you through your shrimp rock that I sent.
He looks a little concerned.
Ray, you know the scene in Back to the Future where Marty McFly appears in like the DeLorean suit and like he does the Darth Vader thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
And he
like
plays
that.
the Van Halen over the thing.
Exactly.
And it's gonna be that.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Ray's like, okay. Yeah.
I got you.
Can I show you guys my year-end video?
Yes.
Yeah, as long as
because we want to talk about bikes.
Joe, have you sent this to anyone yet? Like
I just posted it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the thing that I was so the backstory of this. I had told Marty that this year I wanted to do my tricks, shoot them, and tell the story of the Terradome Sports Science Research Center. I am extremely happy right now in my life, and I think it's because of I'm following a set of principles that I use in my bike training. Anyway, our friend, because it's a secret project, our friend was doing the North America edit, and this is what I put together for my section. I finally sent it to him, and he goes, dude, bro, you're killing me. I just want clips. I want to do the edit. And I was like, and the whole time he was like, look, make it something that you're very proud of. And so I did. And then he's like, no, I mean something otherwise proud of. So I just finished this the other day, and I was like, oh my goodness. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go. And I made a shot list this morning. And I was like, if I can get this in a day, I'll be proud. I got it in an hour, and it'll be part of this magical edit later on. But
you
this
got
is
all of those clips in an hour?
Not what we're about to see, but
right.
The secret ones, and I'll share those with you. All those within an hour. And I checked the timestamp, and I was like, holy smokes. So I am very happy with this. That said, please enjoy my year-end edit titled Like Heaven from the Terradome Sports Science Research Center with the slogan, the science of the feeling of belief.
Like the growing track. The snow crunching.
Is that a propane tank?
It's out of sight.
You know how many people wrote this song back in like 1987?
I ride as slow as I talk, right?
There's a propane tank.
Oh, that propane tank.
Why the propane tank?
That's what runs my oven out here, my stove. I don't have natural gas. I have well water, a septic tank.
Yeah, that's sweet.
That was the first time I hit the step over. I was
no handed step over. It's so hard.
I got wrecked so hard. That wheel stuff. Watch this. Back in dirt. Shout out to my mentor, Scott.
Crossbars came into the screen as soon as he said show me.
Sunrise. This is what I see every morning. This was in my 2018 edit, but my Tiny Bird Whiplashes, and I got a better one. Did that one.
It's a natural lens flare.
Yeah, I shot those lifestyle iPhone. I call this the snake charmer. Wait for it. This is honest. The name of the it's Eaton Plumbing. That's an immediate quick job. Double. That's hard.
Call it back. And it's
That was it's a very
Soft and only you, lost and lonely you, strangers, angels, dancing in the deepest oceans, twisting in the water. You're just like a dream, you're just like a dream.
There's the propane.
I lose so much trick, it's ridiculous. Doing these from fast to slow.
That Joe.
Daylight lift me into shape. I must have been
Is that
asleep
5,
for
6?
days. Moving
8.
lips,
8.
I opened up
Look,
my
this is where I plan all my bits.
found myself
And that's Brett's shirt.
alone above a raging sea. The story only girl I love drowned her deep inside of me. You, soft and lonely, you,
I have never
lost
cared.
and lonely, you, just like heaven.
Listen,
Yeah, I would change the song to Two Live Crew, Throw That D, and then see how it works. Throw that. Do you know that song? Kevin Jones wrote to it a long time ago. Throw that D. Throw that D.
Throw that D. Yeah. I know
Yeah,
that.
you got to change that song. And I'd have a little less propane tank in it if possible.
Maybe
That's
We
my
saw the
cowbell.
propane tank 4 times.
that's my cowbell.
Oh, okay.
More propane.
But the
tank.
riding was pretty good. Everything else was kind of weird. Like the song that no one likes, you know,
It
no
was
one
Misty
listens
and
to
What
the
are you
story.
talking
I
about?
love
No
that
one
song.
likes that
I
song.
love
No
that
one
song.
likes that.
I
Everybody
didn't-
rode to that song. You go to the Velodrome, 1987. Every other kid rode to that song. And,
Are you
and
calling
I'm having a
ABD on that song?
flashback.
But
You
it's a
need to-
great. It's a great.
I'm the
song.
greatest music picker for Flatland ever, and I would ride to either Throw That D, or maybe Eminence Front from the Who. That'd be much better, more appropriate.
You know, maybe so
Throw
Dave, I have
Eminence
that.
Front in that instead of that song. Don't get all defensive. Just do what I'm telling you.
You know,
You'll
that's a
see.
good. That's
You'll
a
thank
good,
me later.
All right. All right.
Do that same video, and then put Eminence Front in it. Just put that in from the beginning, and you'll see. You'll go, wait a minute. Now I know who Ray is. Here we go. You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah.
After you hang up this call, get that same video with the 4 shots of the propane tank, and you put in the beginning of Eminence Front and watch that and see if it's not 100 times better.
I will.
video's
I
good.
will do that. I will do
But
that.
try it.
I spent so much time cutting the scenes on the beat. It was like that was so painstaking.
All you got to do is get rid of that lame ass song, and you'll see. Yes, I said it. I'm here.
Okay.
Remember. I don't lie. I'm not.
I know you
busting
don't
your
lie.
balls. I'm trying to help you. I thought the video was good, and I'm trying to make it to go that next level.
I'm gonna make the second version. Why don't I
No,
just
not a
recut
second
all?
version. No, there's no second version. Scrap that song and put the song that I'm telling you to put in it, and you'll see. And all my advice is free of charge. Tell them, Todd.
It is free of charge, and Ray does not lie for sure.
Hey.
I think Ray has great instincts, no question about it. He's a gifted communicator.
Ray, sorry, go ahead, Todd.
I'm just listening to this song.
What is it called again?
Fits that video way better than a bad 80s song from The Cure that nobody listens to.
Throw the D.
Throw the D.
Oh, not throw. No, that was more of a joke. I'm talking Eminence Front is for real. Throw that D would be better.
Okay, play Eminence Front then. Let's hear that.
Maybe do both. Try both.
Well,
yeah.
Joe doesn't. He doesn't. When using two songs, hasn't worked out well for Joe's runs previously.
No.
Like that.
Now play the other song, Todd, because let's hear the other one.
What is it again?
Just play that Who song.
Eminence Front.
Okay. Hey Ray, while he's doing that, I have a question for you. Some advice. If I'm going to do a YouTube channel with how-to tricks, I was thinking about simple how-to tricks, BMX how-to tricks.
Right.
Or should I say easy? Because I want to have kids that can watch it, or kids or adults to watch really basic, easy flatland tricks. But what should I call it?
What should you call it?
What should be my tagline? Like Dave Norrie's easy BMX tricks. Dave Norrie's simple. I've already done one.
Easy with Dave Norrie. Take it easy with Dave. Take it easy with Dave Norrie.
No, I would think of a word or a phrase that has to do with like the first time or the first day, like because it's the first time kids are trying tricks. So it's something when there's a little kid showing up, maybe for his first baseball game or his first train ride or his first airplane ride. What's something they say like first something? So it's got to be like Dave Norrie's first something.
Okay. That's
Dave Norrie's first trick.
If I think of something, I'll tell you. But right now I can't think of something. But
it comes in a dream. It'll come into your dream.
It'll maybe when Frog Bars talks to me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hey Dave.
Yeah.
Could you also not try to take my dream section out of? Can you also not try to crowd your way into Ray's dreams?
Like play that song. I heard it, Todd. Play that song. Crank it. Picture this song.
I'm so sorry, Joe. I'm not good at this. You're gonna have to catch me every time, Joe, because it's just like second nature.
I will.
Sorry, I didn't mean to crowd your dream, your frog bar dream.
Please don't be dismissed.
Oh yeah, this is a great song. This is a great
video. Play your video and then listen to this song, Joe.
I'm gonna add it.
You know what it is? Oh my God, it's beyond Frog Bars, dude. It's so Frog Bars.
I've already got goosebumps. Seriously, Ray.
It's a good song,
but it's chopping in and out.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it fits that video perfect because the song's kind of in a loop and you're going around in a circle, and then it goes to the other.
Joe, are you going to put the song in right now, or do you need?
Yeah, I'm going to put it in right now. Okay. I just have to go buy it.
I'm not positive, but I think Joe's going to do it, and I think he's not going to just be saying it to say it. I think he's going to say, Ray, you were right. And if I'm not right, I'm fine with not being right. But I think I'm doing right by telling Joe to change the song. And the reason is everybody's heard that stupid Cure song 1,000 times. Not a lot of people have listened to that Who song.
What's that?
This is
Someone's playing the Wiggles.
When Ray was talking about, what's the thing that little kids, when they're like their first baseball game or whatever, it reminded me of this part. This kid when he for his reaction to learning to ride a bike.
I feel happy on myself.
I feel happy on yourself too. What do you have any words of wisdom? What about for all the other kids trying to learn how to ride their bike? Can you say anything to them?
I love this kid.
Everybody, I know you can believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you will know how to ride a bike. If you don't, you just keep practicing. You won't get the hang of it, I know. If you see practicing, you won't get
I can't make it out well enough.
Yeah, it's tough to do if I can't
Just text it, just DM it over to Dave and then have him.
But I
watch
need
it.
one
Dude,
word
it's
from
so
it.
good.
I need one word, like Ray said.
Yeah.
What do you mean you need one word?
Well, for my series, because I'm going to do how to with Dave Norrie and something about first time.
Right.
When I was at Cornhuck Jam, I know I keep bringing it up because I wasn't at York Jam, but Cornhuck, there was a kid that he just put pegs on his bike. We got him to do the show. He wanted to do the show. Got him in the mix. He was in there like riding on the 2 pegs, and in the show, I say, "Take a hand off. Take a hand off." And he like timidly took his hand off, put it up, and it was just that proud moment. He was so stoked, and his mom was like loving it. And the kid, I'm sure, built a huge amount of confidence for riding the show first time, and then actually, learning a trick or doing something new in front. And the crowd just went crazy, like as loud as the guy that pulled the
disabled Dan
doing a double backflip.
I don't. So does Dan have a current disability? I mean, I understand that he had sepsis and like,
Dude, he has no hip. He has a floating.
Oh, that's right.
Femur,
floating
femur.
I
Did
knew
you
it was
see him do
something.
that backflip off the wheel of the bike?
Yeah.
You talked
That's
about
what he was. That's what he was.
Yeah, I
telling us
saw
about.
that finally. That's crazy. Yeah, that dude's
that's
a
so
maniac, dude.
Okay, so we're ready, Joe. Do you have it all queued up?
Yeah, I do. If you're cool with it, I would like to show it through Final Cut. So give me a second here.
All right.
It's still in editing. So here we go. I'll make it big. I left the
music should already be playing.
Well,
I don't hear
this
it.
is the intro. I know.
See that? You got to back that up. But anyway, you got to start that part when it's saying Joe Sisman and that kick in there. But look at this.
No, let's do
Try
that
it again.
actually now. Yeah.
Ray,
Just
Ray executive producing this edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I work for free too, so that's even better. Like Joe doesn't have to give me a dime for this.
Okay. So
just whenever you work with Ray, just make sure it's related to BMX.
I would start the song. There you go. Oh my God, this is so good already.
and we have the crunch. Dude, the timing! Oh my God!
Timing was perfect.
Oh, this is serendipitous.
Let's have a nice feel.
Ray, can you give me music for all of my other edits? Can we just recut all my other edits?
Here's a great fact. The Dorky video, I used to mail Mark a mixtape of all songs because he needed music. And
you were the one who
selected
the music for
100%. Yep. Marky recently, 10 years ago, he was doing a Dave Mirror edit, and he needed a song because it was called this. You can actually, we'll show it after this.
Oh my God, Ray. I am like blown away by this.
This feels really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. Oh my God, the timing.
Timing is so good.
I like the song because it changes. It has a level that stays the same, but it changes with really different music. You know what I mean?
And it kind of builds on itself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Kind of like the tricks. Yeah, this it's like Ray's right. It feels good.
with the sun. The beat hit when I landed. This is total Frog Bars magic here.
Maybe this is the first delivery from the Shrimp Rock, right from Ray.
Delivery from the Shrimp Rock.
He's channeling it right now. You're live.
Oh, that feels good. Joe, right? Crisp, right as you start.
Oh man. I'm recutting it.
It's kind of repetitive as well.
This is so good.
Yeah.
I like the building, how it builds, like the intensity and the tricks, and
It is a lot better than that Cure song. I hate that Cure song just because I heard it so many times. So Joe, if you go on YouTube and punch in, it might be on Mark's page, and it's called the Mirror. It's called like Secret Warehouse Session, and we were at Dave's. At his warehouse, of course, and Mark was filming a bunch of stuff, and he called me and he goes, "Hey, I have this 3-minute video, but I need a really good song." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Okay." Boom. And I gave him a song, and he's like, "Dude, that song's perfect." So look it up real quick and play it. I'll show you what expert
Ray,
I am.
You sent Eaton cassettes, because that's what
I sent a cassette tape,
mixed cassettes that you did, like you would edit them.
I would no, I would not edit. I would just give them a list. I would just give them songs. I would
give them songs. Gotcha.
Just like I remember like I even put like a Biohazard song on there, and I think he used it. Like I was putting anything on, just any song that had like a little bit of a beat or sounded good or whatever. And he
did you recommend Pinball Wizard then to?
No.
Okay.
But
I'm like blown away.
Were you able to find that Dave Mirror Secret Warehouse Session yet?
No, because
you don't got YouTube on the
I'm cutting a new version of my edit.
Oh my god. Can't you do that later?
Honestly, probably can. Probably can.
Yeah.
Probably can.
Because I'm talking about something now, and I'd like to show.
Ray's now the executive producer of the show now. You notice that? He's running the edits. He's running the show.
But it's by Mark Eaton 12 years ago.
I got it.
Well, let's have Joe play it. Yeah.
Okay. So he goes, "I need a song with some energy."
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now.
Can't stop us now. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us. Perfect.
Look at that VHS tracking lines on this footage. This is Ray, you are an exceptional music picker. Oh my god.
Ray he's a good communicator. He gets it.
I mean, just look at him blasting this. I like the precision that he had.
Dave was so good at that warehouse. You go there and watch him live. It's so much fun. Like, I miss that so much. Like, and that was like so long ago.
He's just attacking that. Look,
that's just practice. That's just
Okay, Joe, we have a new segment we gotta add. We're gonna find all the videos that Ray has play him on Factor Freestyle.
Yeah, we gotta respect air traffic controllers.
Wow.
So I have one other quick story that's pretty funny, and we have it on video somewhere. So we're at the velodrome, and Gary used to ride to like okay music, but it just wasn't happening. And then one day, me and Pete Kearney are sitting there getting ready for Gary's run. I got the video camera, and Gary starts his run, and he's riding Flatland, and Pete hears the music, and he just goes, "Ray, are you picking Gary's music again?" Because it was I had Gary ride to Paranoid by Black Sabbath, like people look at me, and I was like, well, that's a nice fast song, because Gary was riding to the year before. Gary rode to
Howard
Tiffany.
Jones.
I think we're alone now.
Yeah, and like
It's
Howard
like,
Jones, Life in One
Stop.
Day.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
And the best one
Stop.
ever was when and you were at this contest, Todd. It was the Arizona contest, and Gary had a runoff with Joe Gertola, and Gary rode to In Excess, like an obscure In Excess song. And we're like, Gary, you gotta find something else to listen to ride to. And Mark Luman handed Gary a tape and said, hey, this is already queued up, just put it in, and didn't tell us what it was. And it was Detroit Rock City by Kiss.
That's
and
awesome.
then the next contest, Woody rode to it, which is great. But that was a great moment when we were just sitting up there, and Gary's like, I need a song. And Lou opened his briefcase and was like, Gary, here, it's already queued up. I'm like, Lou, what is it? He goes, you'll hear. And it was awesome.
That's great.
I had the
picking your own
opposite
music.
happen to me. I had the opposite happen to me once, where I had a song that I wanted to ride to. Danny Ming had the tape, the cassette, and Danny, I was like, "Oh, can you let me borrow that tape?" And he's like, "Oh, I'll give it to the guy for you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So Danny hands the guy a totally different tape purposely to have me ride to a completely different song.
Was it Cat Stevens? Was it Cat Stevens by any chance?
No, it was like I Can't Wait by New Shoes or something like that, I think. And as soon as it came on, I was like, dude. And he's like looking at me, and like they're dying, and I'm like,
my God.
All right, that's the last time I ever let somebody else handle.
Yeah, you
game.
don't let that in someone else's hands. Like you have to directly communicate with that DJ or whoever that is.
Picking music is so much fun for a live contest. This one time, I want to say it was Battle in the Rockies 2015. Was that it? I had a song, then in the middle of it, it cut to Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna give you up.
Oh yeah.
And my plan was to Rickroll everyone at the contest. Well, Ron Monis was pooping in the bathroom and heard Rick Astley and hurried up and ran out.
Yeah,
because it was Rick Astley.
That's a true story. He finished up very quickly to celebrate. Yeah.
Hey Joe, believe it or not, I have a story of where I sabotaged something for a laugh. You want to hear about it?
Yes, I do.
You have a sabotage story?
Yeah.
I never would have got that. Are you ready?
1980, it was probably 88 or 89. There was a Haro tour. It was Ron Haro, Matt Hoffman, Rick Moliterno, and Joe Gertola, and they were doing like 2 or 3 shows in my area, and they were all set up. And it was 1989. They were all set up, and Ron Haro was queuing up the tape, and he's like, all right, don't anybody touch the tape, we're all set up. And I had the tape in my pocket. I took his tape out and put the tape in, and it was the Village People's Greatest Hits. He hit play, and it was one of the best shows they had. The whole crowd was into it. The crowd was like, yeah, and it was just one hit after another of the Village People.
And they were hot then, right, for sure.
Yeah.
That's a classic. Well,
so it was good.
Wilkerson used to always make our show tapes, and he would have like Star Wars at the beginning, and we'd be off getting ready, and have this whole like build up. And I credit him for spending a lot of time on like formulating the whole show based on the music that he picked.
Your Haro tour music was always great.
Not to trump your story, Ray. I'm sorry. I just was trying to interject.
Oh, that's
Maybe,
okay.
How
Oh,
was
you know
that?
what? And another
I'm
one.
nervous about
it
everything I
happens.
say.
This is a
Here's another
drinking
one.
game. I
When
can't
Matt-
believe, like, it's so consistent. Dave, it's the only thing you don't touch down on.
He
I just was trying to make conversation. Then I just realized, oh, no, I probably hurt
About
Ray's
yourself.
about Ron. This one was about Ron, really. Like trumpeting how great Ron was.
Okay. It just
No, and I wasn't
really
trying to
close.
take away
When-
from Ray's story.
When
Ray,
the,
that was a great
when
story. Thank you.
the contest where Matt did the 900 in Canada, they were playing just whatever bad music, and I had brought a bunch of tapes with me because for like the drive up, it was like 10 hours, and I had my like mixtape of just like stuff we used when we were like riding at Gary's, and I told Kevin Martin, I said, hey, this is like the 8th time you guys have played this song. I'm like, I have a tape. He goes, dude, put whatever you want in. And I put this tape in, and just all this stuff we used to ride to, and they loved it.
The 900.
I
You
DJ'd
DJ'd the 900.
Oh, wow. You know what? Can we start running credits at the end of the show, Joe? With
Wait, the
all
crazy part, they
all
put
of Ray's marks.
Wait a minute.
Exactly.
I may have both. I may have still both the tapes from that. I may have the tape. Because I showed pictures of that where it had like my name. It said Raybo on it. That was probably the tape. There was that one, and there's another one.
We need like Ray's Wikipedia page to start updating all of these things.
Yeah,
that Ray has
and then
done.
in our show credits, Joe,
This is
start
going to be
running
like
credits
Forrest
and just
Gump.
put every reference
Yeah,
that Ray's
Forrest
done.
Gump.
Every scene.
It's unbelievable how
I forgot all about
parts of BMX you have tickled.
There's so many of these. I mean, every week there could be a new
It's a whole new one.
Yeah.
I remember watching the video of that contest. I'd come home from the contest, and like people would come over to my house, and we're watching just like practice or whatever, like on video. And like my friend turned to me, he goes, "Did you put your tape in? Is that your mix?" I'm like, "Yeah, they were just playing like the same thing." And he's like, "Okay, cool." So like my friends recognized it as the tape that I would play when we were at Gary's house riding his half pipe. And so that was, we played it for the masses. Yeah. And it was all, and I think it was all songs that I would tape off the radio. So like the very first second of the songs are like gone because I would hit record while I was at work.
And the
That
DJ
feels
would be like
kind of authentic.
59 degrees in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
And now a little bit of the Who for you, coming at you.
Yeah.
Coming right at you.
That's
And it
classic.
runs. Todd, your television and radio voice is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Voiceover.
Thank you.
Can we offer you a job?
Sure, of course.
Okay.
I will not need to be paid. I'll do it for fun.
There we go. My kind of guy.
Do you see how easy that was, Dave?
Yeah. Now Dave's going to talk about when he was working for a radio show and how he did all his stuff, and he did it first and better.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just being quiet. I'm just going to be observing
for you.
I'm just going to observe, and I'll nod.
We hired a.
And I'll just
Todd is Dave's life coach because Dave needs to learn how to listen to people.
Dave, this this wasn't at Cornhucket, but at York Jam this year. Ray brought some new Joe Sisman face stickers.
Oh my gosh!
And they are pretty fantastic. I had one on my head tube of my bike and on my water bottle, and I've repurposed them now to the garage. But
people ask for them too.
Yeah, people were asking for them. Ray, do you still have any of those left?
I may have a few, but
Okay.
I just got something today in the mail that I'll probably bring to the Hall of Fame. I got something. The place that I got the stickers offered something that I never had seen, and I was like, wow, I could do some damage with that. So I now have another Joe Sisman apparatus. That will be
whoopee cushion.
So I went to pick something. I went to pick something out, at Angie's salon, and I walked, or I loaded it in, then I walked around to the front of the Jeep, where I saw I had been driving around with this sticker on the bumper for a week. Angie goes, "No, it's cute," and then put it on the dash and said, "Go on."
There it is, Dave. There it is.
There it is.
That's awesome.
Angie thought it was so funny that I was driving around with that thing on the front of the Jeep for a week.
I didn't realize that Ray had, I should have guessed, but
I saw him walk around, but I saw him like, he like put it on, like he sized it up to go onto the windshield, which is a perfect distraction, because then if I check back for it, I'm going to look at the last place he was going to do it. And that's exactly why I did not look on the front of the Jeep.
Could I say something here without offending anybody? I just had a little story.
That's up to you.
I'm going to do my best. Just please, hopefully nobody takes offense to this if I change the subject or, but Ray's back. So Ray, can I have permission to tell a little story? It's going to be about me, and I don't want to take any.
Yeah, in 1 second, I'm back now. So you know how you have this thing on your hoodie, like to hold you to do your zipper?
Yes.
So I have now these things that are going to replace that.
Oh wait, don't show us. I want it to be a surprise.
Surprises are for goofball.
Okay.
So now there's this.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
And you put it on.
Fuck me.
See, it comes with. It comes with these little things.
It's a zipper
little clips.
So it has the little clip, and then now I could just use my little tag here will be there.
That is amazing.
So it's a little Joe Sisman tag.
That's amazing.
It's acrylic.
And if you have
acrylic,
it's acrylic.
Oh,
it's
that's
waterproof.
So cool.
Oh my god!
So if
I don't
anybody
remember
needs these,
a zipper.
I have a whole bag.
Like
Todd, you probably need one of these, right?
I absolutely need a couple of them, I think.
I have a couple.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a whole bag of them.
You have a whole bag of them.
I don't remember a Team Haro zipper cover before, Dave.
No.
They had a keychain. They had a keychain.
I do remember the keychain
with the HARO, like in four, like in a quad.
Is it circle?
No, I think it was a rectangle square.
Okay.
Ray has.
That's amazing.
This is the best $29 I've ever spent in my life.
That's a lot. That's a lot of butter.
That's a lot of butter.
That's a lot of butter. A lot of butter.
I mean, you could just. There's so many of them. So wait, Dave, you had a story?
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. I think
we would like.
I was going to offend somebody.
Now, Dave.
I don't think it would.
Your plan is to offend somebody?
I'm starving. Are we done yet?
Yeah, we went a little bit long.
Are we done? We should have Todd on a lot more because Todd's fun to have on.
Yeah, Todd, you're a great guest. You have lots of resources and insights.
And he had nothing. He had nothing bad to say about me. I like when there's someone on that doesn't hate me and say that I bother them.
I don't ever.
I did pretty good this one, Joe, didn't I? I picked you a good song. We picked on Dave. I showed you this was a great episode.
Shrimp rock, so good.
My shrimp rock
covered everything.
This is so good. This is
yeah. Then let's do it again next week.
Dave's wearing a hat.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about I'm not going to be around. What's next week?
We said you guys already agreed upon it. I already got people lined up.
How are you doing on every day, every Saturday? We were going to do
Wait, Joe is the one that threw this one in. I already had.
Okay.
Remember,
Dave is partially true.
Partially
is telling
partially
Dave is truthfully revealing a portion of the fact set. So I had planned this intervention for next week, and then it got very acute, and we were afraid of Dave quitting again. So I had to call Dave and give him a little bit of the details of the show, but he walked into this relatively blind.
And I told you I couldn't do it at first, but then I made it work. So
yes, he made it work. So we're not on the weekly schedule, but that's
if we don't want to do it, we can do it next week. I have all the guests lined up, but I haven't confirmed them with them. I'm just because I know how things go. So are we
Right.
doing a show next week or are we doing it the following week? You
I'm
decide.
available.
Of course
All
you
right,
are.
We'll do it,
Okay.
but it's got to be funny.
Well, as long as Ray's on, then we're golden.
God,
Why
these are
am
really
I not funny in your eyes, Dave? Why am I not funny in your eyes?
You said
Thought I
it
was-
has to be funny. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, and then you said, yeah, well, we got Ray. That's what you
Right.
said.
But I'm saying Ray is our default. Like if you and I go on and it's not funny at all, Ray's there will always make
When
it
have I been not funny, Dave?
many times.
Besides the times when you have told me to not be funny, when have I not been funny?
When you freak me out with some kind of outlandish story, like totally gross or off.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, there was that one. Oh, it's satisfying too. It's like opening an
like
iPhone.
Did you see that?
I did.
Look how
Oh God, that
you,
felt so
you
good.
take the
It's so
little
shiny
thing off
now.
the acrylic.
It's amazing.
Oh, that makes it feel good.
Ray, I have to compliment Joe because he's a little bit hurt right now. Joe, I have the best time doing shows with you and all of the humor that you bring and all your bits. And don't ever stop being who you are. Appreciate everything.
Thank you.
It's almost like 2D or 3D.
Yeah,
It's got a
it's pretty
dome
cool.
on it.
If you really
It's like the Force Ghost effect. Well, thank you, Dave. I
tell you,
needed
man.
to hear that I was funny in your eyes.
Always,
Thank you.
always and forever. Okay, so let's wrap it up. What do you want to
All
do
right,
to
so
this stuff, Joe? This is
should
your-
I call off Rodney Anonymous? I invited him.
Yeah,
to
we don't
this.
need him anymore.
I mean, it's kind of a little late now. I mean,
Should I publish that second video? No,
No.
that we're done with that. We're done with that. We're done with that.
I think we're past that. Come on,
Okay, we are past.
no
it.
relevance.
All right, I'll tell Chris that it's all okay.
I bought 3 or 4 shirts in Huffdam. I bought 3 or 4 shirts at Corn Hucket. I'll probably buy 3 or 4 shirts at the next events just because that's what I do. But
Well,
I don't
I
have
mean,
any.
Dave, we had to shake you down and check you out to make sure that you were worthy to that you were still worthy to your own heart.
I'm gonna practice Ray's approach. Just
And
say no.
Dave's not going to buy any of my shirts because they're not for sale because I'm not going to
Exactly.
make them now.
No, we're gonna make them. We're gonna make them for sure.
Stop it, Ray. Stop it. Oh my God.
We definitely need large. We've already the folks who see this show. The
Yeah.
last time I remember, it was 43 views a week or something like that.
Yeah, I think we're
Up to
44 or 43 and a half. I think we have
43 and a half. So those folks are going to be expecting the large Ray shirt for the holidays.
Yeah,
You better print a couple dozen at least.
Right.
but I can only hand deliver them. I might have to go on a road trip.
Which is
So
even better.
They're
The large Ray tour. Right.
the large Ray tour, but if they want their T-shirt sooner, they're gonna have to pay you to go
Come to
visit
my
them, or they're
house.
gonna come to your house.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to make the pilgrimage.
I'll have to meet him at the King of
What?
Prussia Mall.
I can
At
see the
Banfield.
picture now. There's just like a line of people down the street. What are you guys waiting for? Oh, large
Ray
Ray
handing out
shirts.
shirts.
Ray's handing out shirts.
Yeah,
So
With this
TJ
clip
Lavin
on
would
it.
want a TJ Lavin would want a shirt. TJ Lavin
he
would
would.
fly to see you.
Oh, I'll make. You know what? Maybe if I make them real quick, I won't be able to do it that quick. The Hall of Fame's in like 2 weeks, isn't it? 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Yeah,
You can do it in 2 weeks.
You could have poor boy Steve do that, then
You could get it
and
done.
then
in
rush him.
You could get
He
it
could
done.
do that.
Yeah.
If you tell him that that's why you have to do it, because Hall of Fame, he will totally rush that. Come on, right?
Okay, I'm
I
not
don't
gonna.
think-
I
I
don't
don't
want to
think we
like.
need to.
I want to.
I don't think we need to rush
everybody,
it.
but I just have to say, Steve did tell me.
Reprioritize.
I have a little insight. Steve did tell me that his priority now is back into his business and shirts. So he told me that there was a bunch of other things that was putting him behind, and now he's back on track. So I think he has the time to do it, right?
Oh, this is great. This all works out.
Cool. All right. So next week we're on. We've
Yes.
agreed. Okay.
Yeah, cool. How do we end? I'm uploading this video.
I don't
Rob
know.
Lowe quote.
So Joe, do you seriously like that song? Is that a better song, or you don't have
Oh,
to
yeah,
use it?
I really like it. I have an emotional connection to both, and so I'm gonna load them both. I've never loaded them both. before.
We should see what if there's like a Creative Commons license for either of those songs. Like, say one will get blocked on the YouTube, one won't. That could be a good deciding factor of, hey, we'll publish this one here, publish that one there.
Oh, right. Yep. Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah, good call. Good call. I'm making this. Yeah, so the name of the second one is Joe Sisman, Like Heaven 2022 featuring Raybo.
Hey, Joe, and I think sitting out here in the cold has kept me from yawning the whole time.
Oh,
I've only
that's
had like
incredible.
maybe I may have only had one yawn, probably when Dave was talking, but
Yeah, of course. But you do seem much more lively. Not from my
it's freezing out here. It's
How cold is it?
55 degrees, man. That's chilly.
Yeah, it's chilly.
Yeah, we've got hot weather here. All right, Joe, come on, wrap this up. How are we gonna like? I always like to have an
Rob
ending.
Lowe quote.
Just no,
Yeah.
I just
We
Joe, just
dropped the Rob
send it
Lowe
with a
quote.
love, peace, and chicken grease and hang up.
Love, peace, and chicken grease.
There you go.
All right,
That's it. I'll see you
I'm
guys.
out.
You guys crushed it today.
See you,
Wow.
Todd.
It's a lot
See
of
you guys.
fun. Thanks, guys.
Peace out.